Welcome to the Soldier for Christ podcast. Soldier for Christ started as a weekly video series with the intent to provide encouragement. Morphing into a podcast, we will dive deeper into each of these videos to really discover what God is saying to us and how we can find the strength to press on and fight the good fight as a soldier for Christ. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Soldier for Christ podcast. I know it's been since May, I think, when I released episode 7 of the podcast, reviewing the 7th video, and now here it is, February of 2021, and I'm finally doing episode 8. I hope this works. So a few things are going on, right? So last time you saw me, I had a full-on beard. We were preparing for a short film that got canceled due to the whole pandemic COVID thing. And then I actually work on another podcast, and that kind of has really exploded in a good way. And so that's taken a lot of time. And in some ways, this podcast became like a test bed for some of that stuff. All of it has just been really great and really fun and exciting, but I want to get back to doing this one a little more often. And if you're watching this through YouTube, you're seeing my face again. That's right, I'm back on video. I'm using a new software. I'm trying to play with it and figure it out for the other podcast too. So this is, like, again, kind of the test bed. So I'm playing with this new software, trying to figure out how it all works and see if I can do everything. And as such, you may see me looking off to the side here every now and then, so I apologize. It's pretty cool though. It lets me do certain things. I can talk about the grace log, part of the stuff that was going on. It brought me back to the grace log that we did, that I put together a few years ago. Yeah, so check this out.
Hello, and welcome to Soldier for Christ.
See, I messed up. This is what we practice. That's coming later. The grace log was, you can get that on the website if you wanted to. It's a simple journal to help you really kind of focus in on some of the smaller things and be grateful. And it becomes a really cool practice if you can stick with it, which I admittedly have a hard time doing sometimes. But back to the purpose of this podcast. This is the 8th episode of the podcast itself. So we are looking at episode 8 of the Soldier for Christ ministry series. So as part of that, what you just kind of saw that you weren't supposed to see yet, let's go back and let's listen to, or if you're on YouTube, let's watch that old video and refresh our memory. Here we go.
If he's providing for the birds, hello, and welcome to Soldier for Christ. Ever have one of those days when you just don't want to get out of bed? A day when you just feel completely down in the dumps? I have those days. We all have those days. And it's on days like that when it helps to remember the birds. The birds? Yeah, the birds. Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. And are you not much more valuable than they? It's Matthew 6:26. So, if he's providing for the birds, well, why wouldn't he provide for us? If he cares for them, why wouldn't he care for us? The good news is that he does. He does care for you. And what's even better is that he chose you. In 1 Peter 2, he says, but you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of the darkness into his wonderful light. God's special possession. He chose you and he loves you, and you can take great delight in that knowledge, that he is with you because you are his special son or daughter. In 1 John 15, verse 16, he told us, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last, and so that whatever you ask for in the name of the Father, he will give you." You only need to turn to him, and he will embrace you. You only need to go to him, and he will take away the worries of that horrible day. He will help you get through that day. You just have to ask. He did it for the birds. Now go bear fruit, press on, fight the good fight as a soldier for Christ.
All right, so we're special. It is reassuring to hear those words, the fact that God chose us. He chose us to be his special people, his special possessions before we were even born. He knew all about us. And that's not to say that life will always be easy, but it does help us get through those darker times, knowing that he is on our side and that he is for us because he chose us and he loves us and he will always be there for us. And I know sometimes with the pandemic and the political climate, it can be hard to feel like we're still God's special chosen people, but we are, and we have to remember that. We have to continually look to him and continually go back to him and return to him to show to reassure ourselves sometimes, I think, too, that he's still there for us. But I also have to remind myself too that a lot of times we have to go through those fires to come out refined on the other side. Right? So sometimes those trials that we go through help shape and mold us. I know me personally, a lot of things in my past made me who I am today, for better or worse. That's who's to say there, but yeah. And sometimes we have to go through those fires to be refined and to be made new and to grow and to learn and to prepare for the next fire, the next battle, because you never know how your story will impact somebody. And that's how it all comes back around. That's why we're special. We're chosen. And sometimes he uses those flaws in us, in me, to help. So there you have it. You're special. You are loved. You're chosen by God. So press on and fight the good fight. Until next time, thank you. Let's see if I can figure this application out. Bye. Thank you for pressing play and joining us today. Please join us again next time, and until then, press on, fight the good fight as a soldier for Christ. For more information, please visit www.soldierforchrist.net. Opening and closing music by Scott Holmes, scottholmesmusic.com. Soldier for Christ theme music created by Derek Rhodes. This has been a Canon Light Media LLC production.